Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and this is the puzzle we're going to be doing today. It's called Merry-Go-Round by Kestrel. It's a very good puzzle for us to advertise our Domino Sudoku, which is in the newest of our apps, the CTC app. It is going to be updated soon as well, so there'll be an extra 20 puzzles, I think, for you to get your teeth into soon. Generally on the theme of dominoes, which involves Kropki dots and X's and V's, and they're all featured in this puzzle, along with a few cages. Sometimes the puzzles in the Domino app do employ other constraints as well, so that's not entirely unusual. So I've decided to put the links for the CTC app at the top of the description field, just after the puzzle link this time, so you can find it easily, but you can always find it by just clicking on the apps link and going straight to our website there. Now, what else is going on? So much is going on that I will forget some of it. So we've got the Kickstarter. That has got nearly 3 more weeks to run. Do pledge to buy the book. If you're on the fence, not sure whether to get this one, it's going to be really good, and it's going to be even better if we hit a lot of stretch goals, which we will be likely to get closer to if you decide to buy it. So that would be great if you join the Kickstarter. There is also, on the 1st of November, which is in 3 days' time now, if I have my months right, 31 days, half October, I believe, we will be releasing the new Patreon reward, which is going to be by Piotr V, Panthera and Asparticus, and it's absolutely brilliant. Simon has rashly committed to reading out the names of everybody who gets through all the 12 puzzles in it, on the basis that they can't be easier than last month based on our testing. But last month's weren't easy, and hundreds and hundreds of you got through that, as testified to by the fact that Simon is still reading them out at about 10 names a day and will be for some time. So he is a very generous man in that regard, but we do want to encourage you to have a go at them. We do want to encourage you to join Patreon. If you're a $3 Patreon, you can already look at all the videos to the puzzles of last month's Duality by Skunkworks challenge. Thank you so much to the constructors for creating those videos, which saves us a lot of time and effort, and we are grateful for that. I mean, so much is going on, though. There's still a couple of days left to enter the Shy and Jovial Another Language competition. If you can solve their classic puzzle on Patreon, if you can work out a solution path and explain it, and those 3 things are big ifs, then you're in with a chance in that contest as well. So there's always stuff going on Patreon. There's always stuff going on the channel. We have got Creating a Cryptic Crossword with a Celebrity. That's coming up on November the 17th. And we're really looking forward to John Halpin teaching us how he creates a cryptic crossword, together with Jack Fox, the actor from the famous Fox acting dynasty. And that should be brilliant as well. I must see if we can do anything to get an interview with Jack before then. We'll have to see. Anyway, now, what else? So much. I'm just going to be forgetting things all the time. Yes, I mentioned that there's going to be an update to the Domino Sudoku app. We are also expecting to bring out a gas app of 60 in total gas puzzles, genuinely approachable Sudoku puzzles, which has been much requested, and we're really looking forward to that being available soon as well. So loads going on around the channel. I mean, I have forgotten other things, I have no doubt. Let's leave it at that for now. The first link is to this puzzle by Kestrel, who I think it is their debut on the channel. It's called Merry-Go-Round, which is the British name for what Americans might call a carousel, and suggests to me that Kestrel may be from this sceptred isle. And the rules are these. Normal Sudoku rules apply. That means the digits 1 to 9 appear in every row, every column, and every box, once each. Digits within a cage cannot repeat and must sum to the clue in the top left corner of the cage. So these digits add up to the 40 that appears there. This cage has no number, poor little cage, so it must be just there to use that no repeats rule, I presume. Digits joined by V sum to 5. So those two digits will add up to 5. These two will add up to 10 because of X in Roman numerals. Digits joined by a black dot have a 1 to 2 ratio. So we could put 1, 2, or 2, 4, or 4, 8, or 3, 6 in those in some order. And digits joined by a white dot are consecutive. So that could be 5 and 6, or 8 and 9. Not all dots, X's and V's are given, as seems absolutely normal in puzzles we do, and absolutely abnormal in the World Championship, where the negative constraint normally does apply to these sorts of puzzles. Anyway, enough of the waffle. Do have a go on the link under the video. You'll be able to judge, I hope, from the video length how hard the puzzle is, but I am going to start now. Let's restart my clock. Let's get cracking. Okay, so the V's will be joining cells that have to be from 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to mark them blue because they have to be low digits, I believe. What else is going on? I mean, I could mark these and all of these as high, being 5 to 9. Okay, let's do it. I don't think that's going to be very helpful in the solve process, probably. There can only be one low in that cage. Not very interesting. Oh, the 40 cage. Okay, the 40 cage. The 40 cage can't have a 5 in because of a secret I know. And this secret involves the total of the digits from 1 to 9, which appear in every row, column, and box. And that adds up to 45 every time. So only trust those that are very close to you with this powerful information. Now, a knowledge bomb that I can share with you is that 40 is 5 less than 45. And that's actually important in a way because it means that 5 is not in this cage, because this cage contains 8 different digits according to the rule. And those 8 digits are Sudoku digits, and the one that's not included must be the difference between 40 and 45. So they don't have a 5 in, and that means the 5 in column 1 is in one of these cells. And it's not in that one because it couldn't sit on an X. It would be next to another 5. So there is a 5 in the 29 cage, and that's making me think, is the 29 cage important? I can see why it might be. Yes, look at the total of the bottom row. Yes, this is very interesting. Right. How are we going to make up the total of 45 in the bottom row? We can take a maximum of 28 in this cage. If we put the minimum digit there of a 1, then we could get a maximum of 28 here. These 3 digits are all in the 1 to 4 range, so they max out at 9, 2, 3, and 4. And now the maximum of the cells I've highlighted is 37. And that means the other cell in this row, which must add up to 45, has to be at least 8. And that is a genuine finding. I think it means that this one is 1 or 2, because we postulated a 1 there and calculated the maximum of these. And that gave us basically 1 degree of freedom on 9 being the digit there. So I think that 1 degree of freedom here applies, and it's 1 or 2. Let's do it the other way round, though. If this is 8 or 9, and these, so we'll say it's a maximum 9. These are a maximum total of 9, 2, 3, and 4. That's 18. So the minimum total of these cells is the difference between that 18 and 45, which is 27. And that leaves either 1 or 2 to go in this cell. Which is therefore not a 5, and we've placed 5. Our first digit is a 5, but it's not in the center of the grid. It's in the corner. Okay, something else I will observe. Yeah, there is a thing called the law of leftovers, which applies to big, huge cages or extra regions that use the digits 1 to 9. And what I'm looking at is comparing these 3 cells and those 2. Because if you take a set of the digits 1 to 9, e.g. column 1, and you eliminate these 6 cells, which just for a moment I'll colour green, then you have these 3 digits left over. Now another set of the digits 1 to 9 is made up by the cells in the 40 cage and the number 5. So if you eliminate these green cells, then these 2 cells and the number 5 must now be the same as these 3 cells. So if we eliminate 5 from both sets, these 2 at the top, let's make them purple, are the same as the purple at the bottom, and they must be exactly the same digits. Now, actually, that's not very helpful at the moment. It tells me one of them is this 1 or 2, and the other one is this one, but it might be helpful later. And it did occur to me, so let's do that. Now, I began to think that we'll be colouring the whole grid in blue and orange, but I don't really think that's the case now. I suppose that is blue. Ah, right, yes, row 8. This is helpful. I still don't think it's going to be the case that I'm going to keep the colouring going, so that'll probably disappear at some point, but it is actually helpful in row 8 to consider low digits and high digits, because we've already positioned 2 low digits. Now, the black dots, they always have a low digit on. They are either, the 4 combinations that are possible are 1, 2, which would have 2 low digits, 2, 4, which would have 2 low digits, 3, 6, and 4, 8. But we can't put 2 low digits on one of these black dots because then we'd have too many low digits in this row. There can only be 4 of 1, 2, 3, 4 in this row. So if we put more than 1 on either black dot, we'd be up to 5. So these black dots must be a 3, 6 black dot and a 4, 8 in some order. And now that means that's a 3, 4, 6, 8 quadruple in the row, and this digit is a 1 or a 2. Oh, bother. I can think of another way I could have worked that out already. Oh, that's maddening. When you find 2 different ways to reach the same conclusion. So what I could have done is said that because there was only 1 degree of freedom in the totaling of this row, these had to add up to 8 or 9. And given that this blue set adds up to 10, being 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, that only left 1 or 2 for that cell. I didn't think of that. But anyway, we've got there now. Now, these other 3 cells in the row are 5, 7, or 9. Ah, these 2 are high-ish. Now, what am I talking about? I'm saying that they're not blue digits. But this total is only 16. Now, right, the minimum that these can be is 5 and 6. That's 11. That leaves a maximum for these 2 of 5, and therefore they are both blue. They're both in the 1, 2, 3, 4 range. I'm not sure that helps us anymore, annoyingly. I mean, it means that, no, I was going to say it means that is the same as that, but it doesn't. That only applies if they do add up to 5, because these are a 5 and 6, and that is not certain. I don't think we can have a 9 here. No, we can't, because that would be at least 5 in this cell, and that would be 14 already. They'd have to be 1s to make this work. So that's not a 9. Now, can this be a 9? Not sure. Hang on a sec while I just check what's going on. Nothing interesting. Good. Okay. Can this be a 9? It sort of seems bound up with that cell, actually. Oh, is there... Oh, gosh. Oh, I've been very slow. Right. Right. Okay. Let's add up all of these 11 cells, which we can do very straightforwardly. Oh my goodness, I've been so slow not to see this. Sorry if you've been shouting this at the screen for a while, or something based on the same deduction. But this has been obvious since we put that 1 or 2 in, which we could have done in either of 2 ways. Right, what is the total of these cells? Well, we know what it is, because those 2 are a 1-2 pair. So they add up to 3. We know that every row adds up to 45. So the total of this odd shape is 48. But we know that the total of these 4 different blues is 10. We know that that total is 29 because we're given the cage total. 48 minus 29 minus 10 leaves us a 9 here for definite. And that might have, I suppose, yeah, there were other ways to see that from that being 1 and 2. But anyway, I've got there now. That's great because it tells me where 9 is in row 8. This is a lovely break-in, actually. This is a really clever puzzle. So we get a 9 there, and now you see the beauty of that in this cage. Once a 20 cage in 3 cells can't have a 9 in, we know exactly which 3 digits fill it. If you count down from the higher digits, once you've taken out 9, 8 plus 7 is 15. The next one is, to make up 20, that needs a 5, and there's no other way to do it. So that's 8, 7, and 5, but we can go much further because of this lovely black dot, which can never have a 5, 7, or 9 on it because they don't have a Sudoku number that's half or double them. So this is the 8 in this cage. That's a 7-5 pair. This is a 4 to go on the black dot. I'm not bothering to do colouring anymore because I just don't think it's going to matter. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I've been planning for a while. Now, this one can't be 4 because of the 4 we've just placed. So that's 1, 2, or 3. To maintain the V, that's 2, 3, or 4. Now, that doesn't tell me what this is. Oh, this one I know, though. This can't be 1, 2, 3, 4 because they're all accounted for in the box. And it can't be 5, 7, 8, or 9. So this is a naked 6. We call it naked because it sees all the other digits. If you were to write all the possible candidates in this cell, you would gradually eliminate them down to the 1 naked digit. So it is a 6. This is 5 or 7, and the 8 in the box goes here. And that means this can't be a 7 for this 16 total to work. So now we're making actual progress. We now need a 1 and a 2 in this cage, and we know which way round they go, thanks to that 4. So we can put a 2 there and a 1 there. We make this V work by putting 3, 4 onto this V we get to have worked. That becomes a 2. Okay, I'm taking out the orange and blue now. I think it has served its purpose. So bye-bye blue, bye-bye orange. I'm going to leave those 2 purple cells and remind myself, as we've just filled one in, that that's going to put a 2 up here somewhere. And that one is also going to be in that group. Okay. Oh, look, that is a great cell to look at. Because in this row, this pair that adds up to 10 can't use 6, 7, or 8. Now, a 10 total is always going to be made up of 1 low digit from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 high digit from 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, once the high digit can't be 6, 7, or 8, it is a 9. So that's a 9, 1 pair. I don't know the order, but it means that these purple cells include a 2 and whatever that is. This has become a 7. A 7. I still haven't sorted out which of these is 3, 6 and which is 4, 8. In this row, 7 is in one of those 2. Oops. And 1 is in one of those 2, but I can't do the 6, 8s till I get these pairs done. Now, I've got a 1, 2 pair up here. Ah, that's very good, because the 2 that's sitting in one of those purple cells says that the top one can't be a 2. And now that gives us a 1, and we bounce back into those cells, and we know they're now a 2, 9 pair. And the purple has done its job, and we can fill in a 9 in the other purple cell. So again, bye-bye to the colouring. It's no longer needed. There we go. And now this cage must add up to 40 with 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 in those. I could pencil mark 2, 3, 4, and 5 into those cells, but it would be frowned on by people of this parish. Oh, look, this is lovely. Now this cage comes into its own, the numberless cage. Where does 2 go in row 3 is my question. Can't be in this box because there's already a 2 in it. Can't be in this box because there's a 2, 9 pair in it. It can't be in a 12 cage because that number would have to be a 10. And it can't be in this cage because it's already got a 2 in it. So I suspect that is the whole job of that cage now done. And we get a 2 here. That's incredibly helpful because this V now has to be 1, 4. On the X's of that V are numbers that complement 1 and 4 to take them up to 10. So they must be 6 and 9. And we know the order thanks to this lovely 9. So that disambiguates this whole pencil marking in box 5. Got a 1 in the center of the grid now. This can't be a 6 and this can't be a 4. Oh, so that takes out their partners as well. Doesn't resolve for us what is going on here. Oh look, that's beautiful. This cage is done as well. It can't have a 4 in it, so it's not 4, 8. The other 2 pairs that make up 12 are 9, 3 and 5, 7. But this can't have a 9 in it because we've got that 9 and a 9 in that pair. So this must be a 5, 7 pair, and we know which way round they go thanks to that. So we can put in 5 and 7. That's a 7. We've used all the cages, actually to their utmost now. Nearly. We might yet learn that those numbers being different matters, but I'm sceptical about whether that will be built into the puzzle too. In this bottom row, still have a 6 and an 8 to place. So I get a 6, 8 pair in this column. 6, 8, 1, 4, 2. That's 3 or 5, just by everything it sees. Still don't know about this. This is 3 or 4, because it can't be 6 or 8. It's going to be the same as that. I don't know what that's telling me. What about this black dot? This must be done. Yes, it is. If it can't have a 2 or a 4 on it, it can't be from the 1, 2, 4, 8 set. So that's a 3, 6 pair, which makes this being not 4 or 6. Oh, it could never have been 6. 2, 5 or 7. Oh no, it can't be 7. Oh, so it's 2 or 5, but both... Each possibility leaves one possibility open there. Right, let's finish this row with a 1, 8 and 9. We can finish every other digit in it. 8, 4, 9, 2, 1. One of those is a 7. One of those is a 5. What am I missing now? Here's something interesting. Whatever this digit is, where does it go in box 5, in this box? And you can see that it can't go in those cells because of where it's positioned there. It also can't go in this one because it sees both a 5 and a 7. So it must go in this cell. So that gives us a 5, 7 pair in the middle row. And this can't be 1, 9 or 7, 3 now. So it's either 2, 8 or 6, 4. It's definitely even. If it was 2, 8, it couldn't be 2 first because of that digit. And indeed because of the 2 in the cage. Okay, that didn't resolve. This white dot, never tried this dot. This side is 1, 4, 5 or 8. This side is, and I'm looking at the 2, 9 and 3, 6 pairs to get that. This side can't be 2, 5, 9, 1 or 7. So it's 3, 4, 6 or 8. Right, so 1 is not a possibility on the dot. 8 is not a possibility on either side because neither 7 or 9 are possible. And it comes down to these possibilities. Which doesn't quite tell me what I wanted to know. Nearly. 9 in this row. I can just write that in there. Can I do any more? Let's look up the column then. After doing that, 9, 2, 4, 1 and a 6, 8 pair. That is 3 or 7, and this is 3, 5 or 7. 7 in the first row is in first column, is in one of those 2 cells. That's really interesting. I can actually see that it's not in that cell. If that was a 7, that would push the 7 in box 6 to there. And now there'd be nowhere left to put a 7 in row 4, because you'd be left with those 3 cells by the box positioning, but that 7 is killing the only empty cell. So that's not a 7. There might have been a simpler way of seeing that, but anyway, that is a 7. Probably doesn't do that much because it was only eliminating a very impossible thing. 2, 5. Right, I'm sure there's something else. 1 I can now place in this row because I've narrowed it out of that cell. So I can put a 1 in there. That's going to give me a 1 there, which might well be the last one in the grid. They're all done. Does that help with this row? Well, it makes this a 2 or a 3 by Sudoku. Oh, and the only place for 5 in this row is determined, in fact. Because of that 5-7 pair, those can't be 5. So this is a 5. And that's going to unwind the white dot and the black dot. And some more besides. This can't be a 6. So this isn't a 4. Oh, hang on. What's going on? If there's certainly not a 5. 1, 3, 7, 9, 2, 5. So these digits are from 4, 6, 8 now. That's probably worth pencil marking. This is a naked 3 here. It sees 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the row. It sees 2, 9 in the column. The only digit you can put in that cell is a 3. So that's a 2. We've finished row 4. That's our second complete row in the puzzle. This is a 2-6 pair. This is a 5-3 pair. This is a 7-6 pair. Something good will come of this in a moment, I reckon. That is seeing this 4 that we placed on the right side of the grid. So yes, something good has come of it. This is 4 in the corner. We're never going to get 3 in the corner in this puzzle, sadly. 6 there fixes 2 and 6. This is where 3 goes in row 5. This has become a 5 on the white dot, which doesn't fix the other side, but it does fix this 3-5 pair. I just can't believe these black dots aren't finished yet. Irritating. Right, 9-4 pair here to fill the box. We can fill this box with a number. That's an 8. 1, 8, 5, 9, 2, 3. This is 4 or 7 by Sudoku. 49, 5, 1. I don't know what to put up here. Okay, 3 there. Now this is going to fix our black dots. Now this can't be the 4-8 pair because of that 4 we got. And therefore this must be the 8-4 pair. Now we can do the other digits around. 2, 3, and 5. That's not a 2, so that is. This 3 and 6 are done. We can do 2 and 9 at the top. 9, 4, 2, 6, 1. A 4 is looking at that cell. 6, 7, 3, 5, and 7. The middle column is done. Everything is done apart from 7 cells now. 5, 7, 5. 3 and 8. That's a very nice puzzle. That really is. That's absolutely, by the way, the level of puzzle standard in our apps, and it's very neatly done. There's a bit of a nice break-in down at the bottom there going on. I mean, I think that was very elegantly played by Kestrel, if I'm honest. And then after that, you just have to be selective about which clues you study and what they do for you, and the whole puzzle just falls out very nicely. That's the sort of puzzle I enjoy a lot. Thank you very much to Kestrel. Thank you to you, as always, for watching the channel. Really hope to see you again soon, and bye for now.